Jamaica life, nice. I think I'm lagging a little bit. I'm not sure, but I hope everybody can see me. If you can see me, you can tell me if you see me clearly and hearing me clearly as well. All right. I'm trying to use from the laptop, so you can just comment and I will see. So if you're seeing me clearly, hearing me clearly as well, then you can go ahead and tell me. All right. Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. Blessings everybody. So if you're hearing me, good evening, blessings, Prince Nick. Bless yourself, Nadine. Blessed Sunday to everybody. Lots of love, from the Prince himself and, from Jamaica Life and his family, lots of love. All right. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I touched something over there. Blessings. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I think that person, I don't know the name. I can't read that, but sure you can retype what you have typed. All right. All right, so people, today, we have our P.R.O, Jamaica Lifelines P.R.O, and, he will bring us through a little of details, that we should, know, and, a lot of questions being asked, about this platform. And so, I went to the beach and then I shown all that, but now it's business time. All right. So our PRO will be talking to us today, and he will bring us through with this platform of YouTube and everything. Blessing Steve. I've watched different YouTube channels as well, and I've seen um, certain things, right? And I want to make sure that things are being laid out for everybody to understand. All right. So no further ado, I will, you know, get that right underway. All right. Blessings to everybody. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Lot of love, respect, and manners to everybody. I gave you an experience with the sea right there, and everybody love it. All right. But now it's business time. Business. All right. Blessings.
Blessings, bro.
How are you, sir?
It's been a nice Sunday afternoon. You know,
Beautiful. I must say happy
I
Sunday
didn't
to
get
you,
the
sir.
chance. I didn't get the chance to go on the beach like you. I was
I'm
there
sorry
in
for the
spirit.
inconvenience, sir.
I was there in spirit.
Yes, beautiful. So I went on the beach, people. It was fun, lot of fun. Drink a coconut and everything. I mean, no son no grudge me. Uno can come share, with me as well. Jamaica is for everybody. And, this is why we even do this program as well. So this is our PR people, PRO, you understand, public relation officer. And welcome, sir.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing fine so far. All right. And I've spoke briefly about, the platform of YouTube. A lot of people get the misconcept, misunderstanding as how everything is set, the platform, how it goes. All right. So I want you to shed a little light for us. And people, this is the PRO for Jamaica Life Nice. And, he will be, you know, telling us about YouTube and what YouTube is all about so we can all understand, this platform. So go ahead, sir, please.
First of all, I just want to say good afternoon to everybody. I know that it's Sunday afternoon, and you have so many different things to do, but we so appreciate the family that we are creating. We appreciate the time that you'll take out to be a part of Jamaica, life nights. And, the things we want to start talking about is there's so much different things we could go into at the moment, but we want to start off talking about the misconceptions of YouTube. I think a lot of times we hear that you could monetize YouTube. We hear that there's a lot of money passing on YouTube every month. People getting paid and things of that nature. So as far as this particular program or this channel goes, we are under review for to go monetize. People may wonder how you qualify for that. You have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 credit hours, meaning that 4,000 different people have to watch that amount of content at one given time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important we understand what makes us qualify to be monetized. So as we are under review right now, we met two of those requirements. So at the moment we are under review. One of the things that is making it a bit unique is that previously in the earlier videos we used to have a little music in the background, setting the mood and things of that nature. What it does is because we don't own the copyright to the music, it kind of flags the video and makes the review a little longer than it needs to be. So in order to fix that, we got to go back and make sure. If you notice going forward, we've been trying not to have any music in the background of the videos, so that way we can go through to get approved to be monetized, right? And the monetization is basically to help fund the vision. The monetization is not somebody paying, trying to buy a car. Somebody, these misconceptions that somebody's trying to get rich. So let me break down the monetary gain per video. So as you watch the video, you don't get paid for watching the video. So that's the biggest misconception. Watching the video gives you credit to be monetized. What happens is when you get monetized, ads are placed into the video. So I don't know if you ever watch one of your favorite movies online or different things of that nature, you would see that ads will pop up frequently through the video or the movie, and that's how the channel owner gets paid. So with that in mind, you're probably trying to wonder how much do you get paid. So for every video that has an ad and you watch the ad, so if you skip the ad, the channel does not get credit.
Okay.
So let me repeat that. If you skip the ad, the channel does not get credit. The credit or the payout per video that you watch is between 3 cents to 30 cents,
Repeat that for me,
depending
sir.
on.
Repeat that for me.
So as far as credit goes,
Mm-hmm.
you only get credit for watching the video when if you watch the entire ad. So if you don't skip the ad.
Mm-hmm.
So the payout for watching the video is between 3 cents and 30 cents.
Wow.
So there's this misconception that you getting paid millions of dollars for these videos.
Mm-hmm.
That is not how it works. The reason why there are people that are saying they make money on these lives or on these videos, they have over 200,000 views or impressions. So
Okay.
we are still a young channel. We are nowhere near those numbers. And the reason why we are explaining that is to let people be aware that the things that we are doing do cost money. So even the simplicity of going live costs money. So that's where the balancing of the budget comes in with donation. So
Mhm.
people have to understand the channel itself as of today does not create no revenue. It is under review, meaning that it's taking a moment for YouTube to approve if no information being used on the channel goes against any copyright or anything of that nature. The 21st and the 28th, most times it's the 21st. And the funny thing about YouTube is you don't get paid if you don't have credit of at least $100.
What?
For example, if people skipping the videos and they do not watch out the ads or skipping through it, the channel does not get credit.
Wow.
So if the channel does not make at least $100 within that month period, you do not get paid.
Wow.
Very important to understand that there are people that are thinking that the channel is getting paid a monthly stipend. That is incorrect. And they will have people that are telling people that they are fine, they have money. That is
Mhm.
also incorrect. Another misconception about using YouTube and getting paid is if the channel makes $100 that month. From that $100, the channel is required to pay taxes. We are moving into being a professional organization, so we have to pay the government their money.
Tax.
So you have to pay taxes. So that $100 just turned in to almost 70, or you could go down as much as 40.
After
You see
tax
what I'm saying?
deducted.
So of the tax deducted. So it could be between $60 and $70 profit or made in that month period. And again, every ad you click and watch only gives you between 3 cents to 30 cents. So you know how much time a person has got to watch something for it to make $100.
Wow.
So, a lot of us are saying, hey, Nick, monetize the channel, Nick, do these different things. It's definitely something that we are working on. It's something that I think is important for the channel to be successful. However, at the moment, because we are under review, there are a lot of things that are going to be difficult for us to do as a startup or a young organization, right?
Mhm.
And one of the things I want to do is I want to remind people that the purpose of Jamaica Life Night is to create a positive and love and unity within the Jamaican community. While, so let me slow down because I want people to get this because I feel sometimes we assume some things that are not necessity what we are projecting. So what we want people to understand is the mission. The mission of Jamaica Life Night. And that mission is simply creating a positive and loving and unity within the community in its simplest form. The ways that we want to go about accomplishing that goal is to do charitable projects.
Mhm.
So if you are new to the channel or if you're old to the channel, you see we are doing things with some of the elderly in the village. We have went to Miss Cherry, just went to Old Wife. even did a birthday for a little kid. So we have been doing things to be in connection with the community. And then because we didn't say Negril Life Night, we said Jamaica, we want to explore the option of being able to help in different parishes, doing different things. So the next project is to go into Cindy, where Nick is originally from.
Saint Elizabeth,
I think we
correct.
all know that quite well. And take care of the elderly in a different way. So we've known to do fixing up houses, we have known to clean yards and different things of that nature. So this time, even with the corona going on, people finances aren't where they used to be, or they're not getting the support as they used to. So we want to consider doing non-perishable items. Non-perishable items like your canned goods, your rice, your sugars, your flowers, your oil, things that can sustain the older generation through this time of difficulty. A lot of times people may not be in a position to physically give money,
Mm-hmm.
but you may have two parcels of flour at home and you may be willing to donate a parcel of flour, some extra sugar. We are willing to receive everything to help, for people and things that the road may be difficult. And we are not saying one person give us everything. We are saying if we join together in unity and love, and we share the love one by one, we can add to create a successful project.
Mm-hmm.
We've been successful at this cherry. We've been successful at Old White. And if you look back at the videos, you can see that the joy we brought to these different households will live on for a long time. Yeah.
Forever.
So what we want to do is to continue that as we go to feed and take care of the elderly in a different place, right?
Mm-hmm.
So not only the elderly, we are aware that there are kids that's not getting the food they would normally get if school is open and things of that nature. So we want to do things that would take care of the kids because we understand that the kids are also the future, right? If the
Mm-hmm.
kids are the future, we have to sow a seed and invest in the kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether that be doing little tutoring, whether that be, making sure they have some kind of substance, some kind of food, some kind of something to take away. Because sometimes when you bless people with these moments of joy or these moments of upliftment, it goes a lifetime because now they can share love because they have experienced it.
Yes.
A lot of times I see people type things in the comments and it made me realize a lot of people are hurt. And because they are hurt people. People can only show what their experiences are.
Mm-hmm.
So what we want to do is to take some of the young kids and the young men and women and inject some love into to their environment.
Mm-hmm.
And what we want to do, like I said, with the elderly, we want to make sure that we take some care packages up to Cincy. We make sure we have some of the elderly getting haircuts and things of that nature. So realistically, we understand that these things cost money. So it costs money to buy flour, it costs money to buy sugar and different things like that. And
Mm-hmm.
what we are asking is for the community at large to partner with us. And when we say partner with us, is to be a part of Jamaica Life Night and the things that we're trying to do. Initially, as the channel started, it was a lot of fun, a lot of cooking and things of that nature. And then we also realized there is need that is around us. So we want to be able to have fun, but at the same time meet the need of the people that is around us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the things that we want to do is very important. We want to share the love, as you hear us often say. We want to make sure that we are continuing to do the right thing. You know, we definitely have a lot of people that have been supporting us so far. We have a lot of people that have given their time, given their skill, their trade. A lot of people have given blessings financially to make, you know, Miss Cherry things a success or wife home a success. You know, a lot of people have given from their heart generously. You know, and when I say generously, people may think like there's some crazy prices money coming, but realistically, the $5 to $10 really, really has helped us to execute and produce the things that you already seen. You know, and P.R.O, what I want to do is to tune into communication to the different viewers out there so that we have some transparency. And you know, in transparency, we want to be able to make sure that the things that we do is above reproach. You know, so we want to take away some of the pressures that's on Nick's shoulders. And when I say the pressures on Nick's shoulders, you know, I realize that it's one account, meaning that Jamaica Life Nights have one PayPal, and because we have different people that frequent the channel and are part of the growth of the channel, you know, people are moved and they want to bless different individuals. We have people want to bless Ninja directly. We have people want to bless the we directly. We have people want to sow seeds into people's life, and we welcome that. You know, we don't want to be a situation where, you know, the focus is only on Nick. That's why we got to the point where we created a committee, and the committee is designed to take some of the load off of Nick. One, two, to create transparency, and three, that when we say we have a project, we're able to execute it from top to bottom. So the execution means to get the supplies, to get the workmen that's necessary, and then the time to execute it. You know, one of the things I think as a misconception we have is the assumption is that everybody who you see on the channel, you know, the labor of love has no financial attachment to it. And we wanted to let people know that these are men and women with family. And, you know, a lot of times we try the best we can through the donations to make sure we bless everybody we can and give them something. Now, we may not pay a workman's rate. We may not pay how much that individual would normally charge. But what we try to do is, you know, for the time and labor that they put in, we really try to bless them with something.
Beautiful.
But what we are realizing is best that we separate the two. The reason why I say separate the two is because it's only one PayPal. We don't want people feeling that when they send us something for a particular individual on the platform that is being misused or you know what I'm saying? So we want a transparency notion. So what we decided to do is when you want to bless somebody individually, whether it be Duckweed, Short, or Ninja, whoever it is, Miss Cherry, or White, we are going to start providing their information. So I'm going to repeat that. We want to start providing the information for the people that you all have grown to love and you all want to sow a seed into and bless them. We want to separate that from the account. We want anything that comes to the PayPal account be used solely for the purpose of executing the project. So whether it be buying material, going and getting doing is
Mm-hmm.
posting the different gentlemen's information so that you can now communicate directly with them and then you can bless them as you see fit. So we are going to provide Ninja information. We're going to provide Duckweed information. And you know, I was telling Nick it's important that we do that so people will communicate directly with the individual. The 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 one of the things now that people have to consider, the moment that you're communicating and you are dealing directly to the individuals, at that moment they are representing themselves. So whatever you all agree on, Jamaica Life would not know about. So if somebody is willing to give a particular individual X amount of money, you that's dealing with them directly.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I want to specify that they represent themselves at that moment is because we don't want the communication that may go good or go wrong be a reflection of the Jamaica lifestyle.
Beautiful.
So we want that people be able to bless people as they like, but do understand that they are representing themselves in that situation. Before, what used to happen was all the money would came into the Jamaica Life nice PayPal. Nick would have went Nick would have went to the various places and given it to the different people. If you all paid attention, you would have realized that everything that was given was actually given on camera. A lot of times, we didn't want to do that, but we thought that was the best way to communicate the transparency of it. But going forward, we really think it's best, that the things that go into the PayPal be solely for projects and things we want to do. So if anybody have any questions about that, you can type the questions because I can see it. So with the mission and plan or the mission and focus, we want to make sure that people feel comfortable partnering with us. We are in talks with some business men and women. They will be able to help us as far as we don't have everything figured out. And as we grow and as we learn, one of the things that we want to remind people of is Nick, when he's online live, he doesn't necessarily have the ability to see every single comment. And I think a lot of times we want the shout outs and we want where that if he misses your comment, it's not personal. If he misses the things that you say, it's not personal at all. He tries his best to recap and catch some of the things that people say because we want everybody to see the law. We don't ever want a situation where people feel like, we're responding to some people, we're not responding to others. So we trying to do things to make everybody feel a part of Jamaica Life now. And in doing so, it was very important for us to make sure we take some of the load off the people who are just coming in. We are basically going over, the new direction and vision, which is about the unity, it's about the love, it's about being injected into the community, making sure that we're able to do charitable things for the elderly, making sure we're able to send some
I
love
need
to the
I
kids.
need you to mention about that again, because people, it is a charity program. It's a charity. It's we giving back to the elderly, and focusing on people who are less fortunate, and with the help of people, then we will achieve this together. All right. So it's not a money program. All right. It's not a money program, people. It's something that is real. We're dealing with real people, real emotions, and we're dealing with real life situations. All right. So go ahead,
Correct.
sir.
So just to reiterate what Nick said, we really want to clear up some of the misconceptions. I think a lot of people, um, even though they come and they help and we're appreciative of it, a lot of people at the end of the day, are expecting something, and initially what we thought everybody understood was that it is a charitable event, and the project that we are doing, if what should have fueled it was love. But then as we go along, we realize that as it's not a point in the picture thing. People have lives and people have responsibilities, and they time is
And
valuable.
family.
So we came into a situation where financially it became difficult to execute some of the things we wanted to execute. And we have situations where, let me go as far as telling people this. And I know Nick might not have wanted that, but we have people who are saying donated, and they send things to PayPal, and that isn't accurate. So what happens in a situation like that? We would have made a budget out of what you projected to do, or to invest into the projects. And if that's a situation where we know things happen in life and it couldn't be, taken care of, what happens is the budget that we make, we run into difficulties to execute the projects. So Nick didn't say this, but I will go ahead and speak his business a little bit. The Jamaica Life had chickens, and the chicken money was separate. And then because of the love for what he's trying to do, not using, his personal money is into the project. So this is not a situation where there is money in abundance. And I think some people around the community were under the misconception that he was rich or plenty money flowing. And because of that, we don't want to have a situation where, we're looking at different platforms and we are seeing where errors being made. So we want to make sure that we are above reproach, we're not making any mistakes, even though we're learning as we go. We are at the understanding that we need the support of our viewers. We need the support of people who are in partnership with us to be successful. So a lot of times, like I said earlier, we still have to pay some of these tradesmen to do the things that you see they are doing. So it's not a situation where everybody is at an understanding that it is a charity, and everybody is not at the understanding that, hey, we want to support and love on our elderly from the bottom of our heart. So we want to get to the point where we separate the donations that come into the Jamaica Life Night and let it be solely for the project, solely for going and getting material, getting the paint, getting the things of that nature. Just to cross over to the new project. It's going to be used. You can get flour, get non-perishable items, which was the next project. Like we said, is about feeding the homeless. We are
Mm-hmm.
going through a period where people are struggling. We are going through a period where people are going through, times that everybody may not have a shoulder to lean on. We have
Beautiful.
something that we grew up with, when you are not strong. And what we are trying to do as Jamaica Life Night is be that strong shoulder to lean on for the elders, for the youth coming up. We want to set an example, and we are asking for our listeners, our supporters, our subscribers, first like the video. If you can partner with us, you can PayPal to make the life nice. We will start doing things a little different. We are going to start itemizing the things that are needed. So some people may feel more comfortable buying the item itself. So they might buy a sack of flour. They might, you know what I'm saying? They might buy a sack of sugar versus donating. We want to let people know everything is welcome. Your time is also welcome. You know, Aside from that, if there's any seed that you want to show so into the different people that frequent the platform. We're going to provide the information for them directly. So if you start sowing directly, if you want to bless duckweed, if you want to bless ninja, if you want to bless shortboard, if you want to bless flowers, we're going to start posting that information separately. You'll be able to contact them. We don't want nobody to be like we're anybody's parent and we have to be the one that receive it. That's not the case. And we really want the focus going forward to be on positivity, to be on love, to be on
Beautiful.
unity. I mean, because that's what Jamaica Life Night is about. It's
Beautiful.
very easy to get distracted. It's very easy to get misled. And what we thought was best was to form the community that we are forming so that we have people on board. It wouldn't be a situation where, it's a one man run the show, but what we will have is one man leadership and we come on board to support the vision.
Mm-hmm.
And the vision is very clear. And the other thing we want to talk about is not every day you're going to see the different people that you love. I think a lot of times when we are live, we are doing different things in different places and going forward. That's not going to change. We're going to go into different neighborhoods, different villages. We're going to be going to different streets, different people. And not every day we are going to have the luxury of seeing the different characters that we like. So not every day we are going to see flowers. Not every day we're going to see duckweed. Not every day we're going to see shortboard. Not every day we're going to see the different people. And we want to mention that to let people be aware that the focus is the love and unity through charitable events and projects. The focus is not Prince Nick. The focus is not the different guys on the platform that we love and we come to get a good laugh. The focus is solely to make sure that we are able to have fun and while having fun, still be able to show love and take care of the elderly and the youth. And I want people to definitely understand that part. The focus is not perfect. Focus is not old wives, it's not necessary. Focus is to spread positivity, love, and unity in the community. So that means that the faces may change often, but the love is
Remains the
going to
same.
remain the same. What I tell people is when you have a chair, whether the chair is in your living room, the chair is in the bedroom, the purpose of the chair remains the same.
To
And
sit
what we
on.
want is the purpose of Jamaica Life to remain the same, which is to taking care of everybody that we come in contact with love, with positivity, with unity, and vicariously what we will find happening is that we naturally gonna have our favorite person, right? We will have some people like Ducky, some people like Ninja, some people like they have their favorite person they want to see. But because the foundation is about loving and taking care of the elderly and the youth while having fun, we can't often or we wouldn't be able to always take away duckweed and shortboards from their crowd hunting. And I want to be clear about that. So sometimes when you don't see these individuals, it's not beef, it's not that there's a problem. You know, we have a situation where these guys are doing these things they're doing for a living. So we want to be fair to these guys that we can't always expect them to be available for Jamaica Life Night. And that's
Beautiful.
very important for people to understand. understand? So a lot of times we may be a certain place and then we see people in the comments asking for a particular person, and it's unrealistic for us to always have everybody like on an episode at the same time. And we have to be realistic also. Sometimes when you're watching your favorite show, you do not see your favorite scene replaying all the time. And we are in a position where we're trying to grow and trying to move into Cincy. So because Cincy is at a different location, it involves us traveling there, it involves us renting a car, it involves so many things that financially cost money. So Papa took action to it. So what we are doing is we are forming a committee for I was nominated to be P.R.O. So what I'm doing in this role, basically explaining going forward how we are going to roll things out so that we be successful. And the success is based around the ability to execute the different projects that we have in mind for the elderly, for the young kids, and a lot of times what we really trying to do is mix it with some fun. So as you saw today, Nick went out to the beach, what I mean, just to relax, to wash away some of his sins. you know.
What?
But we really want people to feel comfortable investing in the vision. I mean, as you invest, like I said, doesn't have to always be financially, but when you invest financially, is able to cover the data plans for the life, able to cover situations for travel, is able to cover the different things that needed for the channel to run. So just to recap, at present, the channel isn't monetized. It is under review. That takes some time. It looks like it takes between 2 weeks to a month. One of the issues that we ran into is in the early stages of the channel, we had music playing in the back. And because of that, it flagged a lot of the stuff that we have. Um, so we're trying to clear up those things so that we be able to be a successful channel and be able to be not only that, be effective. Because that's the biggest thing. Nick by himself has brought the channel to a phenomenal place. The things that he has done have touched lives. He has definitely brought joy to whole wide and different people's faces. You know what I mean? So as the young prince continues to walk in his path, we want to be able to support him, as a community that surrounds it so that he can be strong for people who are biblical and spiritual. Christ has 12 disciples to execute things so that he can go out and be great at what he does. And we want him to be able to go out and be great and to bless and to interject his spirit into the things that he's doing. So what we've been doing is we have a treasurer, we have a P.R.O, we have different roles that we'll be seeking people to fill. That way that Jamaica Life Night can go on to be a success. It doesn't turn into a one-man ship that burns out. When we look, so much people, burn out over a period of time. So what we were trying to do is to create an environment that Nick has to move around and to execute things and to come up with the ideas and the vision and projects that he wants to execute. And then we, as the committee around him, make it feasible. So the committee uh, will be responsible for raising funds, things of that nature. Um, for the people who are new, what we decided to do was if you want to sow a seed into different individuals on the platform, we're going to provide the information separately. So that way you can sow into their lives directly do that. We had no time saying, hey, we had no time saying like, hey, we expect you to do that. The focus of Jamaica Lifeline is the unity and the love and taking care of the elderly and the young folk. And in order to do that, we are asking them to partner with us as we take on the new project, which is basically doing care packages. Care packages need flour, need sugar, and we decided it was financially responsible to buy these things in bulk, to do them wholesale, and then we have some people that will help us parcel them out, parcel out the flour, parcel out the sugar, parcel out the oil, and we do care packages for the elderly in the community because a lot of areas really been hit and devastated by the corona or the COVID, so to speak. So we want to make sure that we're able to show love and support for them. A lot of times we have situations where we get caught up in the political game where we hear this one city doing this or this one city doing that, and a lot of the politicians don't necessarily live up or they overlook certain communities. So that's why we decided to go and make sure that Jamaica life is seen, is heard, is felt, the love is expressed, and we create an environment that, friends doesn't get burnt up. He doesn't have a situation where he's running left and right, trying to do different things on his own. So I want people to feel comfortable to reach out, to call. If you have questions, like I said, I can see, so you can type your questions in the box. We can create a great dialogue, and so that people can feel not only comfortable partnering with us, but people can understand that as a whole, the channel is for charity. So there's no situation where, so for example, to be transparent, I want even think people realize that Nick never goes to the hardware by himself. I don't think people realize that he always goes with somebody, gets a receipt and things of that nature. You know, so Terry is asking what did she miss? Basically, we are creating a support system for Nick. A part of that support system, I would be the P.R.O. We already have a treasurer. The treasurer deals with the. Assume that Nick deals with the PayPal. There's somebody separate that does with the PayPal. Now, what that does is create transparency. What it does is make us above reproach. So there's a lot of things that is occurring behind the scenes aware of, people comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
make people be respected, that the vision is clear, that the purpose is sure, that the love is what is foundation of what we're trying to do. A lot of times when people hear charitable, uh, charitable things that people are doing in the community, people automatically assume that the people are helping are doing it for free. And what we want to do is dispel the room, the notion that the tradesmen that you see have been a labor of love. Because, we want to paint a picture on the foundation of love, but we also got to be honest that these things cost money. The paint costs money, the individuals that you see painting cost money. We would love to have a situation where everybody have a heart of gold and their time was of the love, but what we also understand that in an epidemic, people have families, so we're not saying it in a negative way. We know that these people have families, they have responsibilities. So what we try to do is when we get the donation, apart from purchasing the supplies and things like that. We really try to touch, the different men you see working with something that they can, bless their families with. So what we try to do is each one teach one, iron sharpen iron, so to speak. So what we want people to understand is, in order to be successful, partnering with us is important. Now, I said this earlier and I want to repeat it. There are people who would come on the live and said, "Hey, I just donated X to the PayPal." People, when you do that and that information isn't accurate, what you do is you allow us to make budgets, and Nick may go to the store with the idea that X amount of money is there because, like I said, somebody separate handles the PayPal. And a lot of times, what we are realizing is some of the people who are saying that they donated didn't donate. So we have a situation where we are operating in the red. So at the end of the day, sometimes when some of the men that help us out, you know, they try, they want to get or receive something. It may not be there because we making a budget based on what we assume that was going on. So and then we have to be honest. Like we can identify just like Papa Duck is saying, we need dedicated and skilled men. That's definitely something we welcome. So if you know anybody out there that understand the concept of charity, that's the thing we try to hammer home. The concept of the charitable action we trying to instill. That we may not always be in a position to financially pay or financially get these items ourselves. As we grow and we're able to monetize the website, that eases the burden. As we grow and we start to get into business, meaning that we sell t-shirts and things of that nature, that starts eliminating some of the burdens. And the goal is to be self-reliant, according to Marcus Garvey. But we want to get to that point where we can fundraise on our own. But until then, we do appreciate every little thing that you send. So a lot of times we think that one person has to send $100. What we were saying, and when we do the math, like if we have in most cases over 100, just to send $5, if everybody was to send, 10 bucks, that's cute. Because just as much as you love seeing the smile on old white face or the smile on this furry face, the only way we're able to do that is if we have the financial capability that matches the manpower. What we would have been successful with before was having the manpower. But a lot of times we have situations where Nick has to go into his pocket directly, and he doesn't say it, but I want to say it to people to be out. It's like he smiles and he laughs, and we are intoxicated by his energy. But a lot of times it takes a lot to put that smile. And likewise, when we go into the community, we are aware that it takes a lot for elderly to put that smile on, but still to have that hope and that joy. So that's why we want to invest that love into them. We want to invest that time into them. We want to invest into them on a nutritional value, meaning that we provide food for them. And some people may say, why don't you wait for the government to do that? Some people might say, why you and let the counselor do that? But we saw a need, or Nick saw a need, and we want to partner with him into making these things happen. One of the things that we have going on is that we have other people who are also looking at us. So as people are looking at us, we want to represent ourselves in the best standard. We want to be above reproach. That's why very important that we separate the blessings to individuals and what you sow into the projects that create that love that we talk about, that
Yes.
create that joy that we talk about. You know what I mean? So if anybody have any questions, you can definitely type it in. I can answer a few questions real quick. But overall, what I want to do is to let people or to remind people it's about positivity, it's about unity, it's about love through projects of charity. There are moments that we are going to be able to laugh. There are moments we're able to cook food and things of that nature. There are moments that we are going to be able to physically build and repair structures. There are going to be moments where we feed people. There'll be moments where we have a barber that came on board, going to do haircuts for the elderly. You know, we have flowers here that he's gonna try to cut hair too. So we have so many things as a society and as the group evolve. What we are basically trying to let people be aware of is we want to see growth. We don't
Yes.
want to see stagnation. We don't want to see a situation where we are hot for 2 weeks or we are hot for 3 days and then we burn out. And the way that ensures that we are able not to burn out and to continue to execute and be awesome, men and women into the stages of the things we're trying to do is financial contribution. Whatever small it is, whatever big it is, if you're in the area and you can invest your time, some of y'all may be from Cincy or the grill and you may know a trade person, a carpenter, or something of that nature, you're willing to pay for a day's work to them. All those things are things that will make us successful. All those are things that will make us get to the next level. So again, to recap, what we're going to start doing is separating the contributions to Jamaica Life Night. So if you are sewing into Jamaica Life Night, that money is often going to be used for the data plan, the food supplies, and things of that nature. Now, because we know that you have your favorite person this week, we are going to start posting their information and you can sow to them directly. That way, there isn't a situation where there's an assumption of who got what, who didn't get, and things of that nature. The reason why we want to separate it, one, we never wanted the site to be about giving people money. We wanted the site to be about showing love through unity, supporting the elderly, and doing charitable things. But we understand that there will be people that your spirit connect to. We understand there will be people that you love to see. And not every time that we go live that we have the luxury of taking them off their day's work. Because if we take people from their day's work, we can't necessarily pay them. So I want you to understand that we if we could have the luxury of telling somebody, don't go to work, come work with us today, and at the end of the day, because of the donations we're able to pay them, it makes sense. But every time we pull them away from when they could possibly go to work somewhere else, what we are doing is taking food from their mouth. We are not in a position to pay them. And at the end of the day, a lot of people are in a position where they need something to go home. So a lot of times at the end of the day, off camera, things get a little tricky. And what we are trying to do is, if there's somebody that you see on the side that you born to bless. This is not a requirement. This is not what Jamaica Life Night is about. This is simply that sometimes your heart, beats for somebody differently. You might want to bless Ninja. You might want to bless Old Wise. You might want to bless Miss Cherry. We're going to start providing their information separately. Just bear in mind, when you communicate with everybody outside of the platform, you are communicating and they are representing themselves. Anything that you send to the PayPal is a representation of Jamaica Life Night. So as that representation,
Seems to be on. Sorry about that, sir.
now you find we
Yes,
are
go ahead.
encouraged
Go ahead,
to
sir.
provide.
Auntie, yeah, give me a second. You hear? I soon call you back. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
That's fine because we separated the PayPal from different individual contributions. It enables us to, like I said, to be more transparent. It enables us to stay focused because the goal is to really stay focused on love and the unity in the community and making sure that the elderly is fine, making sure they got food to eat, making sure that there may be some people who live in conditions we can help be a little better. But we don't want people to feel that the program is surrounded Miss Cherry or wife alone. We want to let people know that the reason why we said Jamaica and not specify different villages and parishes. We want to be able to help everybody. So as time goes on, we'll be able to move to different places. Some people might be from a different neighborhood that we able to go and show the love and touch and be able to
That's
really
it.
give back to.
That's it.
So it's very important that we understand that the direction we have chosen to go now has been to the charity direction, and we want to make sure that, we still able to maintain fun, you know, we want to make sure that as we go into Cincy and we go into these different places that we are going to start going, that we are able to execute the different visions. So as we prepare to go to Cincy, we are again asking that people partner with us so that we can get the non-perishable items, we can get sugar, we can get flour, we can get oil, we can get so many different things that we need. Pick up the barber. We have so many different items we want to get. We want to make sure we are not leaving out the kids. A lot of times we forget the kids are the future. So there are things that we are going to be doing to invest in the kids. Sometimes the simplicity of a little treat, a little ice cream, getting some little books and things of that nature back to school time. So not only are we're not limiting ourselves to the elderly. We want to be aware that we have to take care of the elderly, but we still have to grow up the kids in a way that they are able to share the love. Because a lot of times we say they don't want love anymore. We say that people are this and people are that. But if we can take the younger generation and interject the love that we have seen heard old wives have done by delivering babies and things of that nature. We have a next generation to look forward to that is growing up with love, growing up with respect, growing up, with unity, with a positive energy. So a lot of times we want, things to change, but we don't invest in the youth, and we do know that the youths are the future, yeah? So going forward, we don't want to just limit it to the elderly. Again, for some people who just tuning in, Jamaica Life Night have formulated a committee. There will be some other people that we'll be reaching out to. So if you know you want to be a part of the movement on a deeper level, we will be reaching out to people. You can. The beautiful thing is Nick is reachable. A lot of times people on different platforms give you fake numbers, fake email. Nick is reachable to the point he's almost tangible. So you can communicate with Nick directly. Hey, I want to be a part. Hey, I'm good at this. Because I know a lot of people who are part of the live in your personal life, you may be excellent organizers, you may be excellent fundraisers, you may be excellent at different things, and we welcome every single person who can help the vision come into fruition. And like I said, the vision isn't limited to the grill. It isn't limited to Cincy. We want to make sure we grow to a level that we could touch the entire Jamaica. Yeah. So people partner with us, continue to above all things. I think we need to say this. Pray for us. A lot of times, we realize that people are about to move to a next level. It becomes difficult, or you see, negativity start flowing. We ask before even you donate something, we say pray for us so that the vision remains clear, so that we execute and be above reproach. What I mean? And we create, the intention, like I said, is Jesus had 12 disciples. It opened him to go out and be able to execute his vision. And we want to be able to surround Nick with the right support so that he can go out and execute. See, sometimes, when you have eyes on the ground and you focus, there's so much things going on that you can't be on top of things. So what the community does is given the ability to move around and navigate and be supportive as we about to go into bigger and better projects. So if you thought taking care of Miss Cherry was nice, if you thought taking care of our wife was nice, wait till you see the things that we have on the agenda. Wait till you see what we invested in the kids. Wait till you see the things we're investing in the old people. Wait till you see the things that we are trying to do as it goes with non-perishable items. So again, people, you may not financially be able to give, but you may have, an extra non-perishable items. You might have an extra, sardine or things of that nature as we about to go to Cincy. It helps us to make these care packages. The care packages is for the elderly. A lot of people, because of the COVID, they're not in a position where they have the luxury of providing for themselves. And God has been in a position where He has blessed some of us bountifully. He has maintained some of us. So we are in a position where we want to give back through love, through support, through our time, through our finances, things of that nature. So as we take this bundle of joy to Cincy to bless these elderly people, we understand that there are things that cost money, and I don't mind reiterating sugar, flour, non-perishable items, juice, oil, things of that nature. So we'll come a period where we might need assistance and people helping bagging out the flour so we can make these care packages, helping bagging out the sugar from a financial situation. What we realized that it was smart of us to buy these things in bulk because of transportation. We thought the wisdom would have been to get the stuff in that parish or in that area. That way it limits the travel, it limits having to hire a bigger vehicle and things of that nature. So we have things that we are planning that creating a form of structure that we can be or we can continue to be successful. We have done, and I would like to see some people give Nick a round of applause right now because the gentleman was able to execute a lot of things without any committee, without any help, without anything of that nature. So I want to see people giving Nick some love emojis, some applause emojis right now. Let's encourage him because it takes what he did takes normally a committee of 8 to 10 people to execute. And he was able to get people to buy into the vision, to go to these different people houses and invest in them some love.
Thank you, sir.
We really want to applaud you for your vision, for where you're trying to go. A lot of the times, people in your age bracket, still focused on running down girls, still focusing, some people might be in a position where they're frustrated, they want to pick up badness, but, you chose to do something that is not about you, that is selfless. What made me want to partner with you and what you're doing is oftentimes when you cook food, I see you tell yourself laugh. More times I see you give yourself the smaller piece of food or the smaller piece of fish. And that humility and love is what I received from my grandmother. I know a lot of times my grandmother used to share herself laugh, make sure the grandkids ate and things of that nature. So I saw love that I was accustomed to. And because of that, I was able to freely give and because it was something sort of was genuine. A lot of times we see things, we're able to identify, but we don't salute people until they pass and gone. We don't give people their flowers while they're alive. And I want to at this moment just really to bless you up, ask God to continue to keep you in his presence. Because when you're in the presence of God, you're able to maneuver, you're able to do abundantly great things that he has done. You know what I mean? And you have set an example for I'm older than you. And at your age, man, I was praying badness, I was praying girls, I was on a different frequency. And to see you as a young person take up a charge so magnificent that people I don't think people understand the heart it takes to give. It's easy to give somebody something when you know they're in a position, when they're on their feet, they can give you something back. But when you can have a heart that you could bless somebody in a position that they have no way to give you back something. Miss Cherry can't give you back something. She's not working. You see what I'm saying? Or why can't give you back something? These people have labored. They have gotten to a age of wealth because old people have that wisdom and that wealth of knowledge. They can't actually physically give you something back. So for you to take on a burden like that and to give your time, Because some people don't realize time is priceless. You don't get it back. For you to give your time and your love to these individuals and want to big you up on a different level, bro. That's why I make sure to want to be a part of the organization and of the movement and where you want to go. I think a lot of times you smile so much that people don't realize that it takes a lot to execute the things that have been done. So going forward, you have the support of a P.R.O. Going forward, you have the support of a treasurer. And as we continue to fill different plates, you're going to be able to be in a position where you're free to dream. Because I think a lot of times young men aren't dreaming anymore. And the fact that you could dream and say, hey, you want to help older people, we want to pick you up on that.
Thank you, sir.
We want to give you a round of applause. We want to show love to make sure that we can encourage you because there are going to be moments that things don't go according to plan. There are going to be moments that people say things that may not be true. There are going to be moments that people speak to your name and that you can't defend it. But what I want you to remember is your why. When things get difficult, remember the why you're doing it. And as we continue to support you and continue to lift you up, not only in financial donations to make this thing work, but we lift you up in prayer so that you can execute these different things so that Jamaica Life Night can be successful.
Thank you, sir.
And the success relies in the ability to remain positive, the ability to continue to love, the ability to grow. Sometimes I look and I see, like flowers and the impact that you had on flowers' life. And at the same time, we see the impact that flowers have to the channel. So he's not there, but we want to big him up too.
Yeah, man.
We
Big
want
up.
to big up
Yeah, man.
everybody who has put their energy in some particular form, whether it be Ninja, whether it be the Queen, whether it be Short Board, whoever it
Mark.
is, we want to big them up. Mark, the Tire Man, big them up because we understand that their time is valuable. We understand that there's millions of things they could be doing, but they gave freely to a vision of somebody that's younger than them in most cases. Not many men allow young men to lead them. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you continue to grow and the vision continues to expand. People do not go weary if you don't see your favorite person on an episode. Sometimes we're going to be moving into different areas. Do not grow weary if you don't see Miss Cherry today or you don't see old wife today. Because sometimes you'll have to understand the power of frequency and energy. So if you see somebody maneuvering in a particular direction, you keep bringing that up in the comments, you're throwing him off of what he's doing. Sometimes we don't see the vision that God gave him until the opportune time. So sometimes, we gotta be mindful that hey, we don't see him or wife today. He's on the beach today. Enjoy the beach today. He might be painting a roof somewhere else. Enjoy the painting of the roof that particular day. There's not every day we're going to see our favorite personality on the program. Not every to go by our wife, to go by Miss Cherry, to do these different things. Not every time Nick is going to be able to see your comment. I gotta mention that again and again. We have a few people who are extremely upset because Nick did not read their comment. People, it is unrealistic to expect Nick to read your comment every single time. The second part of that is the focus is the love and the charity project that we are trying to do. It isn't necessarily a shout out program. I think a lot of people think that is about come on to get shouted out. It's really about the execution of making sure the younger generation is touched and the older generation is touched. There are times, and let's be honest, I think he does a great job of trying to answer the comments. A lot of times he's not going to see everything. We got to be patient. We got to be understanding. As far as transparency goes, like I said, there's a separate person that deals with the PayPal. Anything that goes to the PayPal from today going forward is going to be solely for the execution of things that have to do with Jamaica life now. If you want to bless anybody you see on the platform, we're going to provide their information and you bless them directly. That way, we don't mix our apples with our oranges. And if there's a situation where we get a status of charity, we can show transparency as far as donations, where they went, things of that nature. So as far as going to the next project, since we would need to rent a car, you know, I mean, the car will take us there, it will take items there at the same time. We would need non-perishable items. So people, you know, we ask that you give with a willing heart. You know, we ask that, you know, we support the movement as we make steps to grow and get better and to do things that we see that the community needs. You know, because there'll be going to be times where we do little parties for the kids. There's going to be times that we do different things. So as we go forward, like I said, we're just trying to create a committee that gives Nick the freedom to go out and really execute and do the things that's going to make the channel successful. If anybody have a particular question, you can jump into the chat. I'm gonna give you like 5 minutes to ask the questions, but I'm gonna roll it back over to Nick. You know, enough love and respect to everybody that's participated, everybody that has sent or donated to the PayPal. You know, when you say donations, people have a stigma to donations. So let's say sow a seed. So for the people who have sold it into Jamaica Life Night, we want to bless you. We don't look at the sowing as the limitations to money. The fact that you are watching the channel, we think is sowing into us. So we want to thank everybody that view, that comment, that share, that tell a friend, that do all these different things that they encourage Nick to go forth and do good. You know, we excited about what's going to happen in Cincy. I know for me, I want to see Nick's father. I want to see his sister. I want to see everybody. But I really want to see the joy we bring to the elderly people by, you know, giving them things that create substance. In this case, is going to be care packages. You know, we do know how COVID has hit the islands in such of a hard way. A lot of elderly people have, you know, grandson and kids who work in the hotel industry, and because of, you know, the lack of travel, you know, they don't get the support as they normally used to. So we want to make sure, you know, we are going to get a certain amount of people. You know, I think Nick Auntie is going to pair with us and get the list of people. You know, we don't want to leave anybody out. We want to have a situation where we over prepare. You know, we go into the is there with a whole vision that we execute from top to bottom. You know. So anybody have any questions about what I'm saying? If they don't understand, you could write something in the chat now. But we really want to start focusing on what we're trying to do as far as the food goes. So we're taking on a new project. The project requires us to do food and non-perishable items for the elderly. And that of itself is a tricky task because you got to bag out flour, you got to bag out sugar, you got to do. It requires manpower. It requires identifying the elder people in a particular region, making sure we don't miss anybody. You know what I mean? Doing courtesy calls, which means that, we check up to see if they are right. Because, times like this, we can be so self-focused that we don't realize that there are people that is going through things. And, we just want to make sure we have the love and unity spread to the elderly people in Cincy, and so that we can see what is love that Nick be talking about, where you got it from, because we definitely see it, we feel it, we can see, when we look at our wife, what her face looks like when he comes around. Certain things you can't fake. What I mean? And we see the response he gets when he comes around and things of that nature. And we just want to carry that love from every interaction we have, every heart we touch. What I mean? And the only way we can execute that is if our partners, that international, that local, continue to sow seeds into Jamaica for Life Night so that we can get the items that we need, that we be able to make sure that they're taken care. His aunt's been working behind the scenes trying to get these people, as far as the tactics that goes, there are things that we got to do to qualify for those things. As far as even the monetizing of the channel, we under review for that. So there's things at the moment that requires us to qualify for. There's going to be a lady coming in to help us with the tactics that fun and things of that nature. So these things take a process of time. You know what I mean? And as we don't want to sit and wait for these things to go through in order for us to move. I think, as we go along and as we try our best to execute with the little that we have, it is a situation where, the loads and the stitches is multiplied to feed a lot of people. It's not much, but, I don't know how Nick's been doing it, but the little fishes and loads, he's been able to multiply it to do a lot of the things. A lot of the things. And, doing things with a smile on his face, but, many a times it creates sleepless nights, So, what happens is we are able, to support in different ways, and that's what, we ask for people to do is support. Again, going forward, we separate. If you want to bless somebody on the channel, we are going to create a separate thing for them to be able to do that separately, so that when you send to the PayPal, it's going to be totally for executing the next project in Cincy. And, it's a big project. We may be talking about it with a sense of being nonchalant, but it's actually a big feat because it requires a lot of people to make it move and to make it happen. And it requires a lot of finances to buy flour is bulk. You know, flour in bulk and sugar in bulk is very different from going to the store and just buying a small pack. So we would need bags to pack it up. We would need different things to make it come together. As far as the t-shirt goes, we're working on some t-shirts as you guys see that we have a new logo. We wanted to do something that was vibrant, something that was in your face. You know, if you look at the image, it looks just like this. So we are starting to put the little things in place that create a great outcome. So the t-shirts, we're trying to work on that, you know, things of that nature, you know. So we have the t-shirts in the pipeline. We have the programs for the little kids in the pipeline. But as the focus, as the next major thing will be going to Cincy and doing the care packages. Now it'll be great if we can afford to do the t-shirts at the same time. So there may be people who are listening that are more comfortable getting the t-shirts versus sending money. We welcome that. There are people who may be more comfortable showing up and physically giving their time. We appreciate that. Overall, every little thing that occurs has definitely have added to the success of the channel so far. Only thing that is going to be different going forward is there's going to be a committee in the background that supports Nick. You know what I'm saying? And helps him to execute. You know what I'm saying? Then there's going to be separation of the PayPal, so you can bless up into Turtle directly, you can bless up all the different things that's been holding the things together and making it work when, you know, it didn't seem possible. You know, so nobody's been left behind, nobody's being pushed aside or anything of that nature. It's because there's a clear focus now and things that we want to execute. We understand that not every time we can take them away from their daily hustle and not financially take care of them.
Beautiful.
Because we are not big at the point where we have a trailer load of donations coming in that we could take Ninja away from going to do a pay to work and come and be with us for the day. We don't have the ability to take the crowd them away for a day to come and do certain things because those things are these guys' livelihood. And until we come into a position that we are financially secure to pay them for their help and their services, you know, sometimes we are not going to always see our favorite person. You know, I want people to understand that. And then there are people who seem to be enjoying spreading the seed of division. That's why in the early stages of me having this dialogue, I broke down how YouTube works. Many people think because they are viewing the video that money is being generated on the YouTube. There is no money being generated at the moment from the YouTube. We do not do ads. And what people have to also remember, when we transition into doing ads, it affects the live because you cannot insert ads in the live, which means that a lot of things is going to be posted after the fact if we have to go the monetizing route. So a lot of people say monetize, but you have to understand that it creates a difficulty in maneuvering because a lot of people love the live. So when you get to the point and we come out of review, it makes it tricky in how we maneuver to go forward. So that's why the committee is involved. That's why we have these different voices and ideas so that we can make the best decision so that the focus can remain on loving and helping the elderly people. I see a lot of people are thinking it's about individuals, and we want to let people know we don't want it to be individually driven. We want it to be driven by the love and taking care of the elderly people. Because not every time we could take away ninja, not every time we could take away the weed and them from what they do to earn a living. Because at the end of the day, you all don't see when people asking for something. And in most cases, we do not have it to give. And that's very important for people to understand. When you have a YouTube that is monetized, it only pays between 3 to 30 cents. And you only get paid that money if the ad that is on the video, you watch the entire ad. So if you're like me and I skip through ads, that person does not get paid. So the people who are viewing now and are creating some energies that is negative by telling people like this is making money, we want to dispel that notion. Like presently, the channel makes zero money. And if I was to start itemizing how much Chris Nick data cost for him to do this 3 hour live that you're like, we are not being realistic. So when we have people telling us, hey, we just donated to the PayPal house and that information wasn't true, you're just doing it and saying it just for people on live to look at you, that type of thing hurts the vision because we cannot make an accurate budget based on things of that nature. So I just wanted to recap where we were and where we're trying to go. The new things that is on the move is we have a new logo. There is a committee behind helping the brothers stay focused and executing. There is a separation of church and state, if you want to call it that. So if you want to bless somebody directly going forward, we want to provide the information and you can bless them directly. That way, we don't want anybody feeling that they didn't get what somebody said or things of that nature. Because to be transparent, we are having people say they send things, and that is not the case. So we don't want no spirit of division to come amongst us. So we now have somebody that separately deals with the PayPal. So when Nick doesn't deal with the PayPal, when Nick operates it, okay, this is the money allocated to take care of X. So we have somebody creating checks and balance going forward. So people can feel comfortable going forward. Now, if anybody is passionate about what's going on and they want to be a part beyond the live, reach out to President Nick. Tell him what you're trying to do and things of that nature. Because when we continue to share the love and take care of the elderly and people like that, only grows the channel, it only grows the community. Because when we think about it, we are becoming a community that loves each other. Because when we look at the comments, we see people encouraging, we see people checking in from all international regions. We want to big you all up just for paying attention to what's going on. And as we transition into becoming a bigger force, in becoming a vision that is led by Prince Nick, we want to encourage people to feel comfortable to financially be involved, to physically be involved. There's some people who can't financially give, and you good at praying. Do that. Pray for us. Is as people ascend to different levels, things get more and more difficult. So sometimes we need people to do the things that they are accustomed, you know. So we want to big up everybody who's been on the live, whoever commented on the live, whoever donated something, you know. If you have, and this is the other thing, there isn't a ample of information, meaning that it's in a situation where one person knows everything. So if you are a part of the live and you know something that will help the movement, feel free to type it into the live. If you're not comfortable, type it into the live. You can hit Nick directly. You know, so people, I know everybody have particular skills, particular trades, particular knowledge of education that you can even lend to us to make us a better body going forward. You know, so we want to, in closing, just continue to encourage Nick to don't give up as the projects become bigger. Don't be fearful. Don't move with a spirit of fear. To continue to grow in love. Continue to be free. Continue to be different. Because a lot of times, as you grow, as you become bigger, and the vision continues to expand, people become fearful. And just remember the purpose of what you're doing. Like I told you, whether you have a chair and it's in the living room or it's in the bedroom, the purpose of the chair remains the same. So as the purpose of what you're doing as you go from different parishes and different places, continue to remember why you're doing it, the reason for Jamaica Life Night. You know, and we want to continue just to big you up.
Thank you,
You know
sir.
what I mean? Just to lift you up in prayer as you go forward with your mission. You know, anybody have any questions, feel free to drop it. I don't see nobody ask any questions as yet. I'm about to roll it over to Nick. So much respect everybody. Again, I'm the P.R.O. So that's why I'm able to speak on certain things. You know, as far as the communication goes, that's going to be, you know, the way that I contribute in a physical form. I know that was a mouthful, but how you feeling?
Thank you, sir. I'm so happy, and I'm feeling good, and seeing a lot of people in the room and the love. I thank you for celebrating me, sir. I much appreciated. I've started this, and I started from nothing. However, I started with love, and I'm happy that everybody is joining hands and heart together, following, not even say following, but beside me and going in the one direction. You understand? And I'm happy that you have shed light on all this. You have learned a lot of things also. And thank you for taking the time out to come on the platform with me out of your busy schedule. And I'm so happy that you shed some light on the whole YouTube channel thing. I don't know much about it, and we're not here for revenue and all that, but we are here for the love, and whatever come, we graciously appreciate it, you know with love. So thank you again, sir.
Well, enough respect, man. We just know that we see mistakes made by different channels, and we want to make sure that we're learning from the things we see. So that's why we separate the PayPal and make it solely for the charitable events we're about to do and separate it in that form so people can get blessed directly.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
so as we go forward and we learn, we adjust. The great thing about being a small, organization, it doesn't take the bureaucracy of all the steps to change things.
Yes, sir.
So things change. It's for the better. You know what I mean? And it allows you to a little freedom to be able to execute, the things you want to do.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, committee is to support the vision. The committee isn't to give you the. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I think a lot of times when people come on board with something, they start to interject so much that it twists and turns what the vision, and I think we want to make sure that the vision remains
The same.
intact,
Yes,
you know,
indeed.
and we
Indeed, sir.
we just become your support system so that there's a successful outcome in the things we do, or we don't have a situation where a particular trade person didn't feel like they get paid enough or things of that nature. So when we create budget for projects, what we are trying to do now is, we mightn't be able to pay somebody a full day's pay, but we could create a budget that reflects that, they're a
Mm-hmm.
trade person, and
Mm-hmm.
we make sure that we have that in mind. Because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times we just think about paint and we just think about brush, but we don't think sometimes, these individuals are helping us maybe leaving a pain situation,
Yes, sir.
to help us out. So, these are the things that we want to be mindful of. I think sometimes we want to keep everything in house and hush hush, and that doesn't help in the longer run. Because what it does is it creates people leading onto their own understanding. When you start assuming and then you start taking your assumption and spread, you see what I'm saying? So I just want to clear up the notion of the PayPal, to clear up the notion of
Yeah,
the
man.
lies, and to reiterate what the focus is. As much as we love our favorite characters and our favorite personalities, we are not always going to get to see them.
Yes.
So sometimes what you can do, if you're moved in that particular way, you can say, hey, Ninja, I want to bless you to come out today because I know you might have somebody else you want to go. It sometimes
Mm-hmm.
what it does, it creates, it takes away the burden from you to have to try to figure out and maneuver certain things.
Yes, sir.
Because when you have the crab and them going for the crab and have to cook the crab but then pull them away, they could have made
A few
a
bucks.
little whatever money that you can make, but
That's it.
you can't necessarily always be in a position to give them that money back.
That's
So
true.
they made a
That's
loss
just that's just
and
reality.
they are earning.
That's just reality. And deal with humans. They have their family as well, and they have things to do otherwise. And so to be in my position, people, I have to kind of understand. You know, I need them around, but at the same time, I have to understand that we're not finished financially inclined to say, to do whatever we want to do as yet. So as soon as time goes by, as our PRO said, everything will put into place, be more organized and everything like that. Thank you again, sir.
Enough respect, man. Enough respect. Big up your aunt who helping us out.
Yes, man.
You
Yeah, big
know,
up to Aunt Valerie. Yeah, man, and Giselle Wright, my sister, and they are working hard on the other end to organize everything, to get the names together, and also getting the invoices and everything like that. So big up to Aunt Valerie um, and Giselle Wright. Big up.
I guess forget your niece again.
Barbie. Big up to Barbie. I know she's watching. So bless up yourself, my friend. We will talk on a later date. All right.
Enough respect to the people, enough respect to yourself. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, you know?
Thank you, sir, and likewise.
Yes, sir.
All right, beautiful. All right, people, blessings to everybody. I'm gonna go through, and just finalize up everything, and shed a little more light on what we're doing. Um, so people, it's really hectic for Prince Nick. It's getting bigger, and as our PRO said, it's come a time where we know that you love, you have a you're a special little somebody or whatever it is, and you like them energy and everything like that, and we want you to feel comfortable, to supporting them, feel comfortable to reach out to them, and so now I will be providing their numbers. All right, so if you have a pen and a paper like Prince Nick, because I have to take my notes, right? You just listen, and I will make sure that I be quick as possible. All right. So for duckweed, and duckweed, is one of the crabman, right? So we have videos where we went to the crab bush and something. So he's the elder person. All right. So we have duckweed. All right, so duckweed number is with the area code 876. We have 336 1165. I will go again. So duckweed number, one of the crabman, right? 876, which is the area code, and um 336 1165. 336 1165. So that's duckweed. All right, we move on to Mark. Mark is the gentleman who did a wonderful job on um, Old Wife Counter. He was a Tyler. Very very he multi-talented. So his number, Mark, with the area code 876. His number is 825 2350, and I'll repeat, 825 2350. 825 2350. So that is Mark, and Mark is a tiler, a painter. Just give him a call, whatever I have to do. I know he will do a wonderful job. All right, so we're going to move on to Ninja Turtle. All right. So Ninja Turtle, is been blessed where people reach out to him, to give him little paint work there and there and thing. And I'm so happy, that he can, reach out and make a few dollars. So Ninja Turtle, his number, which is 876, right? You have 327 3981. I repeat, 327 3981. 327 3981. So that's Ninja right there. All right. All right. So we moved on to Sharp Boss. So Sharp Boss, which is the next crab man, what, look at you the way, in heading the right place. Right. So please reach out to Sharp Boss, good youth. All right. So his number is 2232337. I repeat, 22 32 33 7. So 22 32 33 7. And I was thinking about pastor as well, but I know, and I will make sure that Ninja, I know that wherever Ninja is, he will always bring pastor with him, you know, to make something. Because, sometimes the houses are big, so, like a painting can go on. And, I spoke with them. So they are in corresponding, they are in correspondence, as to what can be done, or who, can make something together. All right. So just a little, run over. So for duckweed, it's 336 1165. For Mark, the Tyler, that tiled old wife counter, his number is 825 323 50. Ninja Turtle 327 3981. Sharp Bass, the next crab youth, 22 32 33 7. So that wraps up, right, these gentlemen. All right. So we're clear on that. So for any little support, we appreciate you reaching out to these gentlemen. They have done remarkable job. You know, we toured a lot of places with Ninja Turtle. You know, um, we go to Crab Bush. Mark help with the counter top up there by All Wife, and I'm so happy that these gentlemen, reach out in good faith. Reach out in charity, in love, and do all this because of love. And it will be remain in a program that is with love. All right. So this is where I left. This is where I left you. Wonderful people. Before I go, I'll make sure that I check and see who is in the house, and give a little shout out to everybody. I would just want to say happy Sunday to everybody, and I'm coming for my dinner for who cook. All right. So big up to Carrie Ann, big up to the Queen, big up to Gloria Lee, big up to Oliver White, big up to Jamaican and the barber, big up yourself, big up to Rose, big up to Charmaine. Let me see, big up to David Grant, um, big up to Jennifer Coates, bless you. Welcome, Roxanne, bless up yourself. Julian Maxwell, good friend of mine, like a sister to me. So bless up yourself, Julian. Um, Beverly Brown, how could I forget you? Blessings and respect, a lot of love. Jeff, respect and manners to you, sir. Um, Big up to Anthony, from Atlanta, and Donovan, big up yourself, Noreen. I'm trying to see if I can see everybody. Valerie, that's my aunt. Bless you, ma'am. Papa, bless up yourself. Raspat and African Flame, love you guys. Um, Nana, bless up yourself as well. See who I miss. Let me see who I miss. And it's like it's Barbara, bless up yourself. You see, that's it. Bless up yourself. Lexus, you linked me up yesterday. Blessings and respect, man. You know, lots of love, man, and respect, manners every time. All right. So everybody have a wonderful evening, and just to recap, whatever it is, Lena, bless up yourself. Reset slick, reset sick, bless up yourself. You're always there, telling people to like up the video. Thank you, sir. Dark Shadow, new to the channel, blessings, respect, and manners. Nadine Lee, Steve, bless up yourself. Cragan, bless up. All right, so people, that's a few people. Caroline, bless up yourself. Johan, bless up yourself. It's a lot of people, so bless up everybody. Lots of love, manners, and respect. Just to recap, quick and fast. So there will be no more collecting. All right. Um, it's so much work. I have so much things to do and everything, and it's just fear. Humans. It's just fear, human to human, to for everybody to can help and to do what what is right. So bless upon yourself, people. As I my P.R.O said, the channel is not monetized as yet. So whoever is asking about that, it's not monetized as yet. And we started this not because of money. I don't want to think that it's all about money for personal. It is for to go towards the initiatives that is before us, you know and all those great things that we want to do, we have to come together. That's the reason why we are doing this. I started this. Prince Nick started this, and I started it because of love, right? And it will remain that way. It will not be changed for nothing. It will remain a program of love and charity. Well, charity and love is the same thing, but people, you know, just say love, but charity, giving back, sharing, caring for the elderly. Look at the faces of Miss Cherry and old wife. They're so happy, you know. And I'm so happy that, I must salute all you wonderful people, not only watching, but I'm happy that you're here. But I must salute the people them who really said, listen, Prince Nick, I'm jumping on board and I'm helping. And you donated. Alray, you're not here in the house, but I must shout out to you, Alray, and Kerry as well. You have done a wonderful job. Akili, Anthony, bless up yourself as well. Lady V, Clark, as a queen, people, she has been there with me right through, trying to help me, having my back. I salute her as well. So I salute everybody. Beverly, Nana, I salute you, for being here, having my back, and trying to help me as we, accomplish, this vision to make this, accomplished, to get it done, with the help of God. You understand? So everybody take care of yourself. Prince Nick, I go see if him can get something to eat. All right. Richard Price, bless up yourself. He's saying that you're doing a great job. Bless you. So people, don't be afraid. Jump in that PayPal right there. You know, do what you have to do. Just do what you have to do. All right. And if you look at my logo, it says do the right thing. You know what I mean? So people, we want the vision is to go to St. Elizabeth, my area. I will show you where I born, well, not born, but where I grew up, right? And giving back the love to the elderly. It's gonna be very emotional where, it's been a while since I've, really go back to link up some of those old folks, and it's a privilege to me for God to put this mantle in my hand to carry. And I'm so fortunate to have wonderful people like Errol, right, Nicholson, who can jump on board and said, hey man, we are here with you and we support you doing the right thing. So people, best upon yourself, have a wonderful evening. And remember to reach out to these people, show them love. They have done a wonderful job. You have Duckweed, Sharp Bass,